What's up, Cinema Shogun here, and Kate Moss, as Amber Heard would put it, has stepped out of the woodwork once again and just did an interview in which she talked about the Johnny Depp trial for just a moment. Now, why is this a big deal? Well, Kate Moss rarely does interviews. She rarely even makes public appearances these days. She hardly ever talks to the media, and I understand why. Some of you all might remember back in the day, the tabloids and the mainstream media, they went really hard on Kate Moss. They threw a lot of mud on her name. They tried to tarnish her image. So, over the past year, she's just been out of the limelight, just chilling. She doesn't really say much, and I respect it. And that's why it was such a big deal when we got to see her video testimony during the Johnny Depp trial, because we don't really hear from Kate Moss much these days. And as you all know, Amber Heard messed up and mentioned Kate Moss, during her testimony during the Johnny Depp trial. And that's what gave Johnny's lawyers the opportunity to bring Kate Moss in. And we didn't know if it would happen or not, but when it did, everyone was happy, and it was a really big deal at the time. And this interview is a really big deal now because, like I said, it's very rare to hear from Kate Moss. But let's just go ahead and hop right into this article. Kate Moss gave a rare interview and said that she knows the truth about Johnny Depp after giving evidence in his lawsuit against Amber Heard. In case you need reminding, Moss, who is notoriously private and rarely gives interviews, came forward to testify in Depp's defamation case against his ex-wife Amber Heard in May. The British supermodel was asked to comment on a rumor that had been raised by her during the trial, claiming that Depp had once shoved Moss down a flight of stairs when they were dating between 1994 and 1998. For context, this claim was first alleged by Heard back in 2020, when she was called to testify in a separate defamation trial Depp leveled against the Sun in the UK. Speaking to the British court at the time, Heard reportedly said, "I remembered information I had heard that he pushed a former girlfriend, I believe it was Kate Moss, down the stairs. I had heard this rumor from two people, and it was fresh in my mind." Depp lost this case, and while the trial was ongoing, his team accused Amber Heard of fabricating the rumor about Moss. 2 years later, the alleged incident became a topic of discussion once again during the Depp and Heard's defamation trial in the U.S., where the actor sued his former wife for $50 million over claims she made an op-ed about him back in 2018. So in the more recent case, Heard said that she tried to hit Depp after being reminded of Kate Moss in stairs during an altercation involving her younger sister, Whitney. "Whitney's back was to the staircase, and Johnny swings at her. I don't hesitate. I don't wait. I just in my head instantly think of Kate Moss and stairs," and then she basically tries to assault Johnny. This prompted Depp's team to call upon Moss to testify about the rumor herself, denying that it ever happened. Appearing in court via video link on May 25th, Moss countered claims that she was ever pushed by Depp, instead claiming that she slipped and fell after there had been a rainstorm. "I slipped down the stairs and I hurt my back," she said. "He never pushed me, he never kicked me, or threw me down any stairs." She explained that Depp had not been in the room at the time of her fall, but that he came to her assistance after hearing her cry out for pain. "I screamed because I didn't know what had happened to me, and he came running back to help me and carried me to my room and got me the proper medical attention." During the testimony, Depp's lawyer asked Moss about why she decided on this occasion to appear as a witness for the first time in any court case. However, Heard's team objected to the question. Now speaking out once again, Moss opened up about what moved her to defend her former partner. "I know the truth about Johnny." Shedding more light on her participation in the trial, Moss made reference to the designer John Galliano, who was found guilty of anti-Semitic abuse in 2011 and was fired from his role as Christian Dior as a result. "I believe in the truth, and I believe in fairness and justice. I know that John is not a bad person. He had an alcohol problem, and people turn." she began. People aren't themselves when they drink, and they say things they would never say if they were sober. Seemingly drawing comparisons between the public attitudes toward both men, Moss continued, I know the truth about Johnny Depp. I know he never kicked me down the stairs. I had to say that truth. Now, there it goes, folks. So it wasn't much, but I wanted to touch on something here. I am glad that Kate Moss stepped forward and said this. I'm glad that she gave a video testimony during the trial. You know, I am thankful for that, and I commend her for having the courage to step up and say something, but isn't it weird to see where we're at in today's society? I know I say this a lot, but just really think about it for a moment. Defending your friend or your ex from allegations that you know aren't true, allegations that also involve you, that should be a no-brainer, right? Like if someone accuses your loved one of doing something and you know that they didn't do that something to you, it should be a no-brainer to be like, hey, you know, my husband never hit me. It should have been a no-brainer for Kate Moss to be like, hey, Johnny Depp didn't push me down any stairs. I should know I'm the person that y'all are claiming Johnny pushed. That should be a no-brainer. But in today's society, it's like, oh my God, Kate Moss, you're so brave for stepping up and telling the truth about what actually happened to you. And it's like, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to shade Kate Moss here. That's not the point of what I'm doing. What I'm saying is that's how far we've come in today's society. That it's almost like, oh my God, we're all surprised and taken aback that someone had the courage to tell the simple truth. You understand? And don't get me wrong, I understand what position Kate Moss has put herself in by defending Johnny Depp. I know the crazies are out there to get her now. Trust me, I understand. I'm a YouTuber. I get tons of hate for covering these certain cases and these certain stories. So I can only imagine that Kate Moss is getting the amount of hate I get times 10,000, you know? So yeah, it's courageous for her to come out in today's climate and actually tell the truth, but it shouldn't be that way. You understand what I'm saying? This shouldn't be a heroic feat to just tell the truth, you know, the simple truth about what happened. I hope you all are understanding what I'm trying to say. It goes to show where we're at right now in today's world, and it's sad. It's sad that people have to feel so, discouraged from just sharing the real and honest truth. There were these rumors out there, mostly started by Amber Heard, that Kate Moss got pushed down the steps by Johnny Depp. Kate Moss knew it wasn't true. Kate Moss shouldn't have to do an interview where she says cryptic things like, I know the truth about Johnny Depp. Yeah, you know that he didn't push you down the stairs. Obviously, if he didn't push you down the stairs, it shouldn't be a big deal to come out and be like, hey, sorry guys, but Johnny didn't push me down the stairs. But in today's world, it's like a bombshell. Like, oh my freaking God, this is bombshell crazy news. This woman literally stepped up and had the courage to just say that this didn't happen to her. Everyone give her a round of applause. We need to put this on the cover of every magazine. This is unheard of. This is crazy. And it's like, dude, she just clarified that the lies that y'all were spreading about her aren't true. It's really that simple. But that's where we're at in today's society. Something so simple as telling the simple truth will just become breaking news. It'll, reach all of the headlines across the world that you had the courage to step up and just be like, hey, yeah, that didn't happen to me. But in today's world, there's so many people who will remain quiet. There's plenty of people out there that know that there's plenty of people out there, that know Johnny Depp isn't this monster. But a lot of them don't have the courage to step forward. And it happens so much, not just with Johnny Depp, with regular people, with other celebrities. There's plenty of people out there that know things that will just sit there and be silent. So I think it caught people by surprise because in today's day and age, a lot of people would just sit there and be like, okay, cool. I'll just let these rumors continue to spread, even though I can shoot them down knowing that this didn't happen to me. But a lot of people would just allow those rumors to run wild, instead of shutting them down. So I'm happy that Kate Moss shut them down. I understand that this was a tough thing for Kate Moss to do because of where we're at in today's society. But my point is, this shouldn't be a tough thing for Kate Moss to do. This shouldn't be a tough thing for anyone to do, to just come out and clarify what the truth is. We shouldn't, that shouldn't be so hard for people. Yet it is, because of how society is these days. So yeah, it's a big deal that Kate Moss, stepped up and said something because of where we're at in society. But this shouldn't be viewed as a big deal if everything was the way it should be. You understand what I'm saying? If the world was the way it should be, Kate Moss coming out and being like, hey, yeah, Johnny Depp never pushed me down the stairs, should just be like an open and shut case. Like, okay, thanks, all right. It shouldn't be a big deal. Yet people are hating on Kate Moss. People will act like Kate Moss hates women and she's against women all because she defended Johnny Depp. It's crazy. This world is going downhill so fast. And, I'm just covering the downfall of humanity right here on my YouTube channel every single day. So hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, drop a super thanks down below, or hit me up on the Cash App to support the channel. And as always, I'll talk to you all on the next video.